Okay, welcome to my channel. Here at Meister, I will be posting weekly videos on trading psychology. Having experience of 10 to 11 years in the financial markets, there are some things that I've learned over time that I think would be beneficial. And so that's why I want to do this. So let's look at why do people get into trading in the first place? What motivates them? Well, the universal reason why anyone would get into this is to make money. And there's a lot of stuff going online about people making money, showing expensive houses, fast cars, and luxury lifestyles. The internet is full of those. But from someone who's actually experienced what it's like starting and then going through the journey, I can tell you the reality of things. So, have you ever deposited money into a brokerage account and you're really excited and you muster the courage to place that first trade and you're in a world that you just never knew about and it's just very, very amazing to you? And you place that first trade, your palms may be sweating, your heart rate is going higher, and you find yourself just immersed in this new world. And then you may initially have some success and you start to think, wow, this is really an amazing way to make quick money. And I don't blame you, because that's the way it is designed to attract especially younger traders in their teenage years or in their 20s, things like that, to come in and to deposit money into their brokerage accounts with the hope that they can make money and show off to their friends and say, wow, I'm making easy money. But the reality is that you're in for an absolute shock if that's what you think. You are not just going to come in and open a brokerage account. I don't care who you are. You're not just going to come in, open a brokerage account and start having immediate success in this. That is going to take time. That is going to take perseverance. And it is going to take a level of dedication that simply most people do not have. So we now know why people start trading. Okay? We know why they start trading. Other reasons, as I said, they may want to impress their friends or family. They want to be the big man or the woman and show off and show that they have that life, all those stuff, okay, for all of those reasons. And now a good segue from that is, well, what are some of the common issues and problems that new traders face when they first start trading? Some of the most common ones right off the bat, I would say, would be almost like fixation, where you're all the time coming to your charts, you're looking at price action, you're thinking about what you're going to trade, what you're going to do. And it's understandable because you're a first timer, you've never seen this world before, and here you are. And so some of the common pitfalls really are that you just fall into what I would like to call, guys, just a unproductive place where you just find yourself losing money. Now, don't get me wrong, you may have what's called beginner's luck, but beginner's luck fades very, very quickly. So what does that mean? Okay, you put some money in a brokerage account, you have some profitable trades, and all of a sudden you think you've got it made. This is the easiest money in the world that you're gonna make. And then reality humbles you. You go and put more money into your account. And all of a sudden, now you start taking losses, one after the other. And you're holding your head and you say, what's going on? I was winning, now I'm losing. Yeah, reality hits. You haven't developed the skills to be able to do it. How could you? Would you expect to go and listen to a weekend seminar and become a doctor on Monday morning? No, absolutely not. Yet people that get into this think that they're going to just have overnight success. Success is just going to be handed to you on a platter. No. And then what happens is quest for information. And especially new traders will probably spend lots and lots of money, thousands and thousands of dollars on courses for learning from people. And that's understandable. That's how you would approach any area that you want to get better in. You want to do an industry appraisal and look at who is successful and who's not. But what I'm here to say is that if you embark on that journey, it is going to be your journey. I don't care who you listen to. You could listen to the most profitable trader in the world. It's still going to take you time to develop skill. And for those of you who are already in this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're learning courses, you're learning information, you're taking all this information in. And you think that you're going to have immediate success just because you've learned a strategy? No. I'm sorry to say, it's not going to work like that. This is going to take time for you to develop your skills, to get yourself to a place where you really have cultivated that you can do it. Most traders, when they start, it takes them years and years and years to find success. There was actually like a trading pyramid to show the statistics of how many people remain in this and how many people leave. And I think right at the top of that pyramid, it was something like only 7% remain after 5 years. So the statistics are there. And that age-old saying that 95% of traders lose their money. There you go. If it was that easy, everyone would open a brokerage account and start trading. But it's not like that at all. And the majority of the people that come into this are going to get burnt, are going to lose capital, are going to waste inordinate amounts of time and really never achieve success. So there you've got the reality now. I hope that's given you a real honest picture of what you can expect when you're starting off. Okay? And you should do things in a way where you're safe. Now, I'm not going to give you specific advice because I'm not an advisor, and you have to do your own research and you have to come up with your own ideas. But I can just tell you what to expect when you're starting, when you're first starting, for those of you. You're thinking about depositing some money into a brokerage account and starting trading. That's what you can expect. And expect to lose a lot of accounts. A lot of accounts. It takes years and years to develop skill. And you may, after years and years, find success, but keeping that success, that's a whole different ball game. That's a whole different ball game. Anyone can have a successful week, a successful month. But where you can be successful 12 months in a year, that takes skill, my friends. That takes real skill. Not that superficial skill. Real skill. And this is a topic that, I've been around YouTube a long time. People don't really get deep into this. I see a lot of videos about charts and posting, and they took this trade and that trade, but I don't really see the psychology part being talked about so much. And that is the big deal. That is the big deal. And the wonderful thing with trading, what I love about it, is that it is going to expose you. What I mean by that is it's going to expose your weaknesses. It's going to expose what you're good at as well. But it's going to expose those weaknesses. And you're going to have to almost put a mirror to your face and have a look for those imperfections to become a good trader. Is the journey worth it? It can be. It depends who we're talking to. But the big thing that this really requires, ladies and gents, is it requires time. You need to be able to put down a couple of years to really learn it. And even then, even seasoned traders sometimes find themselves out of shape, out of form, doing things that they never thought they were going to do. You are going to discover things in this, ladies and gentlemen, that you never thought about yourself. It is going to expose everything. And that is the wonderful thing about trading. That if you're looking to become a master of yourself, trading is a good place to start. But coming back to what I was saying, you are going to need to have time. Time to learn. Time to make mistakes. And if you're doing this, be careful who you talk to about it. Because one thing I've learned is that when you're working on something that people don't understand and they don't do themselves, they're going to have all the reasons under the sun to tell you not to do it. And trading, just as life, is a personal journey. It's a personal journey. You are responsible for what you do in your life, And trading is no different. It is absolutely no different. Okay? So I hope that that's given you a good perspective, a good angle, a good starting point, if you like, that you can approach this and you can have a bit of an informed view before you get in, so that you don't go in there with very high hopes and then reality hits and you say to yourself that, you know something, I never thought this would happen. So you have to be realistic. You have to have realistic expectations. And going back to the point I was saying, you have to have time. If you're in college or uni or university or something like that, and you're living with your family, they are going to put pressure on you to do something. Whether that is to go and get a job, do something, and if you're on this path, it is going to be a lonely path. Make no mistake about it. You can find people who are doing that kind of a thing and talk to them about it, but in your immediate circle, like family and friends, if they're not traders, they're not going to understand what you're doing. And there are two things you need in trading. You need time to learn. So time to learn, to make mistakes and get better. Yeah? You're going to need time. You cannot get this done in 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. If you get it done in 2 or 3 years, you're one of the very clever ones. But on average, it can take 5 to 10 years to really learn the business to a point that you can be self-sufficient and you can be what's called consistently profitable, meaning that you can consistently take money out of the markets and provide for yourself and for your family. You're going to need time. There's no shortcut. I wish there was, but there is no shortcut. Experience is very, very important in this. And we're going to get into a lot more detail in my future videos. Okay? A lot more detail in my future videos. And we're going to explore different things that I've learned along the way that I would really like to talk about. And this is a fantastic platform for doing that. And you're going to need money. You're going to need money to pay your tuition to the market. You're going to have to lose money to learn. There is no shortcut to that. Listen to that again. You are going to have to pay your dues and pay your tuition to the market. No different than when you go to, you're a student and you're going to university, you have to pay tuition fees. Excuse me. The university is not going to teach you for free. You're going to have to pay your tuition fees. If you don't pay your tuition fees, they say get out of it. You're not eligible. You're behind on your payments. So when you make mistakes, when you lose money in the markets, what does that mean? Well, it translates into tuition. You are paying the market tuition to learn from your mistakes and to get better. And here's the thing, when you lose money, no one is going to come and top you up. No one's going to come and refill your account, for the most part, unless you're very lucky and you've got rich parents who support you. Once that account is gone, it's gone. So it's very, very real. Okay? I really hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't, and stay tuned for weekly content. Take care. Peace.